Hey everyone, David Long here. Thanks for taking the time to check out this video. I'm sending this to my friends and family because today I'm launching something new, and it's a channel here on YouTube, and it's called The Mountain Men. And I'm asking if you would support me in this important project. So what is this about, and why am I starting this new channel here on YouTube? Well, everyone knows that America is in trouble, like in the biggest crisis of our short 250-year history. But most don't really understand why or what we should be doing to get back to a healthier place as a nation. Friends, I'm here to tell you the crisis in America is first and foremost a crisis in American manhood. You see, most men in our day are weak, immoral, and basically lost. They're lost because of poor training, weak theology in the church, and perhaps most importantly, because they didn't have great fathering. Some had weak fathers, some had absentee fathers, some had flat-out abusive and immoral fathers. Some men had no fathers at all. Bottom line is, we are a nation of weak, fatherless men, and the signs are everywhere. Recently, in talking with one of my adult sons, Jeremiah, I was sharing my frustration about the fact that many of my efforts over the years to mobilize Christian men to take a strong and courageous stand on the pro-life front have not been all that successful. I told him, you know, in World War II, Jeremiah, we recruited men right to the front lines and they were willing to go. He said, no, Dad, we didn't recruit them to the front lines. We recruited them to boot camp, and then we sent them to the front lines. That's when the lights went on for me. Thanks, Jeremiah. My thanks also to Gary Lieber, Tim Anderson, and so many men over the years who have encouraged me to do more formal training for men, especially as it relates to the impact of fatherlessness, which has only grown in recent decades. So what can you expect from this channel, and why should you help me launch this by subscribing? Well, first, let me say every video will be concise, as in 5 minutes or less. And every video will be practical and have a solid takeaway, something a man can put into practice that very day. And I have to tell you, I have 100 topics on my mind if I have one, and I want to start dealing with these right away, such as, here are some examples. 5 things your dad should have taught you, but perhaps he didn't because he couldn't. The real secret to breaking addictions, where courage comes from, and why most men are afraid in our day. Do you have a plan to be a great dad, even if your children are grown? Why real men go to church, even if there are no good churches around. The 5 big men you need in your life. The right way and the wrong way to climb the corporate ladder at work. Why men should get outside, literally outside, a lot more. The 5 traits of a true mountain man. And by the way, I'll have a bonus topic for you at the end. You won't want to miss it. Now, why the mountain men? Why the name the mountain men? The name the mountain men is a play on words, and it comes from 2 concepts. First, there were these guys in the late 1700s and early 1800s who were literally called the mountain men. These were the guys who helped forge and explore the western frontier and develop the trade routes. They literally would live in the mountains for months on end. They were very capable, and they were not afraid. They were strong. They were able to deal with the elements. They were able to deal with some of the Native Americans who weren't always friendly, and so forth. And so we were going to take that picture of that rugged, strong mountain men of old, and we're going to combine it with what some call the 7 mountains of culture. Now, in the 70s, 3 Christian leaders, Francis Schaeffer, Lauren Cunningham, and Bill Bright, had simultaneous dreams at about the same time where they felt the Lord showed them that you could think of society as 7 mountains of culture. And they are the family, the church, and the state, the business community, arts and entertainment, the media, and the commercial sphere. Those 7 spheres of society really is a good way of looking at the culture, and those who are sitting atop of those mountains, so to speak, had the greatest influence over the whole culture. So if you want to look at our history, 250 years ago, Christianity, and Christian men in particular, were on top of all those 7 mountains. We wrote the Constitution, and we wrote all the founding documents, and we led in all the political areas. Take business, we led in the business community. Education, we founded 6 of the 8 Ivy League schools for the overt purpose of training Christians as we advanced this nation across the new frontier, so we would not run out of Christian leaders. Now look at those Ivy League schools. They're not anything what they were 250 years ago. And on and on and on. You could look at the press, what we call the press or the media. We invented the printing press for the purpose of printing Bibles. Now look where the press is hundreds of years later, and so forth and so on. All these spheres, we kind of voluntarily, at some point in the late 1800s and early 1900s, we kind of came down off those mountains as the philosophy in the church shifted from getting the kingdom of God inside us as people and out to the culture. Instead, we shifted that to just getting people saved and stacked up on the bus stop for Jesus, waiting for his return. So the mountain men wants to take that historic idea of the rugged mountain men and these 7 mountains of culture and combine them and teach men again to be able to understand their role in Christianity is not just to get saved and go to heaven, but it's to get the kingdom of God in them and through them to a dying culture that desperately needs our leadership. So that's where we get the name the Mountain Men. Now, I told you I would give you a bonus topic that we're going to be covering. And here it is. By the way, do you know the one thing that women find irresistibly sexy in men that most men don't even know about? Well, that'll be episode 10. So you definitely don't want to miss that. And the way you don't miss that is to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification button, and you won't miss a single episode. Initially, I plan to post 1 video each week, but we will progress towards 2 a week as soon as I possibly can. So friends, I'm asking you if you would support me in this important project, and there'll be more than this YouTube channel. There'll be retreats and other training opportunities for men. But there's 2 ways you can support me. First, I'm looking for 100 subscribers in the first 30 days. I'm sending this to about 400 of my friends and associates in ministry and in business, and I'm just asking, guys, would you just go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit notification, and hit thumbs up, and help me get this going. It takes about 35 videos to kick in the YouTube algorithm, and that's where I want to go as quickly as possible. And the more people who subscribe and the more people who thumbs up every video will help build that algorithm so other men in this nation begin to see it. There's a second way you can support us as a ministry financially, and that is to go to 10goodmen.com. That's our home-based website for the ministry 10 Good Men, and look for the donation button and read other things that we're doing here at 10 Good Men. So, hey guys, thanks for listening. I really appreciate it. I'm so grateful for my friends in ministry, my friends in business, and thank you for taking the time to listen to this. I hope you'll hang out with us here on this YouTube channel. I'm David Long. This is the Mountain Men, and I hope to see you in the next video.